The Omicron wave that we've been waiting for has now hit the US for real. Hospitals are starting to fill up again. Big companies that were planning to bring workers back to the office in January have postponed until May 2097. And concerts and shows are shutting down. A lot of people are saying that it feels like March 2020 all over again. But people, please have some optimism. Things are much better now than they were back then. For one, we have vaccines. 2, we have treatments. And 3, no one thinks Zoom happy hours are a good idea. We've learned a lot. But while we are being reminded about just how serious this pandemic is, there are still some people who are taking it just a little more lightly.
A Cape Coral man was spotted on a United Airlines flight masking up, but not with one of these. He actually was wearing underwear on his face.
This is Adam Jenny wearing his statement piece, a bright red thong.
I think the best way to illustrate absurdity is with absurdity.
Jenny says he's worn underwear as a mask since the beginning of the pandemic.
I am banned from flying United, so much for the customer is always right.
Jenny is comparing himself to civil rights icons.
Everything else that has sparked change in this country has started from everyday people. Rosa Parks was nobody famous. She changed the course of history.
Rosa Parks, my man, don't be so modest. You're more than Rosa Parks. If anything, you're the Martin Luther King of white dudes comparing themselves to black heroes for no reason. Shit. You know, for real, sometimes I think conservatives are right. America shouldn't be teaching the history of racism in schools, because then at least white people wouldn't know who to compare themselves to when they get kicked off of airplanes for doing dumb shit. I'm exactly the same as, I can't think of anybody, you know? Like, maybe I'm just a dumbass wearing panties on my face. I need to reevaluate my behavior. And by the way, can we all agree there's no way this dude just started sniffing thongs during the pandemic? I bet you he's been going around for years like, well, looks like I got kicked out of the dorm because I'm once again the Rosa Parks of my sister's friend's underwear drawer. Yeah, someone's got to do it. But as long as we're talking about civil rights, let's move on to a story about Martin Luther King Day. Some people are saying America needs to stop celebrating MLK Day next year. But the people suggesting it might not be who you think.
Martin Luther King III is asking people not to celebrate his father's legacy on MLK Day coming up next month if Congress has not passed new national voting rights protection.
They're calling on President Joe Biden and lawmakers to pass 2 voting rights bills that have been stalled in Congress. One is aimed at fighting voter suppression and it's restoring the 1965 Voting Rights Act. The other focused on reforms, making it easier to register to vote.
Whew, this is hardcore, but I get why the King family has to resort to this. I mean, with Republicans blocking the new laws and Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema refusing to end the filibuster so that Democrats can pass it themselves, someone has to think outside of the box. And holding a holiday as a hostage is a great leverage. I mean, it's a brilliant idea. You know, because I don't care how racist you are, nobody wants to give up a day off of work. In fact, if you ask me, they shouldn't just threaten to take MLK Day. No, you know what they should do? They should threaten to turn MLK Day into a second Valentine's Day. That's a real threat. Yeah, nobody wants to put their relationship in that much trouble. You forgot Valentine's Day. There's another one? Still, this is a risky strategy. Because you realize Republicans have a way of twisting everything related to MLK. Yeah, tomorrow, Ron DeSantis could come out and be like, the King family is right. We've got to defend Dr. King's dream. That's why from now on, all black people in Florida can vote exclusively in their dreams. So no need to show up anymore on Election Day, black people. We did it.